Hey friends, Pastor Todd here. We're going to wrap up John chapter 3 this week, and I've got questions and for you personally, and then discussion questions for us publicly. We made the switch over last week to the blog, and I know that maybe for some like a tough transition. I had one friend tell me that in the email you got these emails, and so it was in your inbox and it was a reminder to respond. The blog you kind of have to intentionally go to. So I'm just praying for you that God would bring to your mind the blog, that you would intentionally go there and look at the questions and do a study on your own throughout the week, day in, day out, and then respond as you feel led, that you would do that. It's for all of our benefit. That you would do that. And again, if you have any questions, we've tried to answer them as far as getting on the blog. It's fairly user-friendly, but I know there can be some glitches. But man, I would love for us to get to grow in our ability to be able to use the blog. Anyway, so we'll keep working on that and trying to enhance it, get it better. Brad DeHaven, thank you so much for all your help in that. Okay, this week, think about something your physical in your physical presence that you don't like, something that you don't like about your body or whatever. That should be easy for most of us. I got a ton of things I could go on forever. One of them is really apparent. Like when I'm doing this video, I'm looking at myself, which is not a pleasant thing for me. But one thing is hate's a strong word. I really don't like what my hairline, what it does in the front here. It almost looks like, like this is blank here, although there's a little bit of hair here. It just so makes me want to like just trim it back so that it's just nice and even right there. And anyways, I don't like that. There's other things, and we can become very self-condemning about our. Now I'm looking at that thing the whole time. Let me smooth it over. There you go. We can be so self-condemning. We feel hard on ourselves. And in the first set of verses, John 3:16, which is a very important verse, but 16 through 21. I key in on one verse. It's verse 17. It says this: "For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him." And then later on it refers to Jesus as light. In other words, the light has come into the world, and yet the light has not condemned. You don't have to be condemned by the light. In other words, a lot of times the things that we don't like or the things that are wrong with us, the more light, the worse it is. The worse off we are. And yet Jesus, the light of the world, has come into the world, and the amazing, miraculous thing about it is the more light, the better it can get. It doesn't have to be worse. In other words, there can be more light brought into our life, and yeah, we can see the things that need to change, but we can be better off for it. We don't have to be worse off for it. It says that, man, we don't have to want the darkness like we always have. And it's like, it's such a powerful thing, because light, in regards to us who are very imperfect, is a scary, fearful thing. And what Jesus is saying is that it doesn't have to be. We can be illuminated like never before, and yet because of what Jesus accomplished on the cross, we don't have to be scared of that. We don't have to fear the light. We can live in the light, warts and all, and it can be okay because we can be being redeemed. And we don't have to go for the darkness, which we felt like maybe in our previous state was our only option. And so talk about that, and then the next section, verses 22 to 36, there's going to be the story of John and his disciples, and some people that are hanging out with John, and they're saying, "John, man, what's up? Jesus, this guy over here that you pointed out to us, everybody's going over there." John was like baptizing on one side, and Jesus baptizing on the other side, and his disciples come and say, "Man, everybody's going over to this guy now to get baptized. What's up, man? Your baptism rate, your baptism per, was it BRM, your baptisms per minute rate, it's going way down." And John's like, "Hey, relax. This is the way it's supposed to be this way. I'm just a man, and that's the Son of God. That's where it's at over there." And key verse 31, "The one who comes from above is above all things. The one who is from the earth belongs to the earth and speaks as one from the earth. The one who comes from heaven is above all." He says, that guy's got it. He's got the words. He comes from above. I'm just a man. In other words, don't put your faith in anybody. Reality, right? People follow people. I get that. But man, don't put your faith for what really matters most in a person, or like today in a relationship with anybody, in a church, in an organization, in yourself. That's not where it's at. Your ultimate faith has got to be in the one who's got the words from above, who's got the words of life. He says, don't follow me, is what he's saying. Follow him. Follow him. Paul said, like, follow me as I follow him. In other words, make sure that even who you're following is following him, and even that gets dicey at times. But boy, where's our allegiance? Our allegiance is at Jesus. So John talks about that, and we'll have some good questions around that. So enjoy it this week. There's a lot there. Take your time, just read through it, a little more verses than we're used to, but some good stuff, and allow the Lord, through the power of the Spirit, to speak to you in regards to the love that he has for you, and his reason, Jesus' reason for coming to earth, and then Jesus' role versus John's role, and what that means for us and the new life that Jesus has. And just enjoy it, and then respond to the discussion questions on the blog, and we'll have a good week. So thank you again for coming along on this journey, and I'll be praying for you. Bless you.